Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie. I thought that I would hop on here really quick and show you my Sunday morning coffee catastrophe. I was working in my planners this morning. I had my Hobonichi laid out, my cousin avec. Then I was putting down washi tape for St. Patrick's Day in my weeks, and I had my weeks sitting on top of that, and Tear was laying on my desk, and I had at the corner where the opposite end where he was laying, I had my coffee cup and it was full. I had just brought it down, and for some reason, I actually know why, but I had a whole bunch of pens and stuff that I was working on to my right side, and so I just put my coffee cup to my left side, just right behind him, and I should have known better. And he pushes up against the wall there and just knocks the entire 24-ounce hot coffee all over my planners, in the leather covers and everything. So this one was the least affected. This is Planner Prime, and Tear is still alive, by the way. I did not lash out or scream. I did scream for about 3 minutes, ranting violently about how much of an asshole he is. And he just sat there, laid there going, "What's wrong, Mama?" And after the initial shock and Greg and I doing as much emergency intervention as I could, I turned back around and was cuddling him very nicely, going, "I'm sorry, I was yelly, but you're very lucky you do not have a pair of scissors shoved right through your temple." Oh, I was so angry. But I thought I would show you the aftermath of the catastrophe. So this is my Jabun Techo, and there's a little bit of staining right there. I don't know if you can see it, like right behind there. And then some coffee stains there and along the edge, but not too much. So that, and it didn't really, I got some coffee on the edges here. So you can see it on the edge, but you can't really see it in the planner. Well, you can see it, where did that go? You can see it right there, which, I mean, as far as how bad it could have been, this is mild. So now that this is dry, I may go in and try to get an eraser and try to see if I can lessen that staining. But it did not affect anything in here, thankfully. And for some reason, this had been sitting on top of here, and I pulled it out, and it actually pulled out all of this underneath it, unbeknownst to me. So all of this somehow had come out, and all that was in this pocket was this. And you can see how bad this got it. So, yeah. So that took the brunt of what happened in this particular planner. There's some staining here and just a little bit along the edge. And then you can see just a little bit of coffee staining here, but not too much. It's just along the edges, really. I was amazed. Coffee got into this page, these two pages, right along in here. So I'm guessing this is where the page was open to, or the book was open to, because this got the brunt of it. So right in here and there and here is where most of the coffee got. So This was, you can see here along the edges, a little bit of the coffee, but not a ton. But I think this got it because it pooled where this was and just soaked in. But I had to clean this off, and really nothing afterwards other than just the bare edge, and it's just barely there, but nothing back here. Oh, well, I take that back. There is a little bit of coffee damage there, but it didn't seem to hurt the leather, and like I said, tear is still alive. But this is the minor one, because let me stick this back in here, because I had this was out of the way, and then I had it open here, which I'm assuming was open to here, and I had my Hobonichi Weeks open, working on, where is it? This page. So this is pretty much how it was sitting when the coffee just went. So you can see the coffee staining here, but I got most of it out of this, but it stained inside here a little bit. I got most of the outside cleaned off. There's like a little bit of a line there, but not much, but it seeped in here and stained it. But, you know, it is what it is, but there's that. This was behind my coffee, or my coffee weeks. Yeah, it definitely is my coffee weeks now. But you can see how the edges got stained, but the pages on the inside are fine. And this is one of the end papers for field notes, and I just had this in here because I was going to start using it, funny enough, for notes on coffee brewing and becoming a barista. So yeah. But what took the brunt the worst is my banana mega weeks, or weeks mega. So it's stained all in there, and I was in, if I had realized that it was doing that, I would have taken it out of the plastic sooner or quicker, but I was panicked over my pages. So this had a lot of it here, and I had to go and use my hair dryer to dry a lot of this, but you can see not very much up here, just like here is the worst of it, but none of my monthly pages have too bad a time. I got just a little bit here and there, then just a little bit more here. The worst month, or the one that got it the most, was the Mother's Day sticker there. You can still see it here, but it's workable, and I'm not going to replace it. I'm just gonna, this is my life book, and this is what happened. So you can kind of see in here the calendars that got it the worst were well, it wasn't actually in here. So the pages that got it badly, like here was in December, which I hadn't updated, but it just kind of seeped in. But here it was just there on the back, but it didn't affect the stickers there. But you can see it along the edges where it just kind of seeped in. And like I said, I mean, the whole cup spilled right on top of this, and then it layered down because this plus my cover was on top of my open Hobonichi cousin. So it just kind of poured over that. So yeah, Here is where it was. So you can see that. But this is how I had it, and it just poured over. But here you have along the edges, this one not so bad. Here, this is where you can actually see how the coffee seeped into that sticker and into this sticker there, and what it happened to the Happy Mail sticker. I left that one so you could kind of see how it took the liquid. Now my ink and everything is fine because I use waterproof ink, but I had to replace that sticker. I think that was the only one on that page. Then this one took the brunt because it was open to this, or it was actually open to this. So this one got the worst of it, and the ink was fine. I had to go back in and redraw these green lines because they were almost gone. And so this had melted out. This had melted out, and you can still see I just drew over that with a black Sharpie, but I had to replace this sticker, this sticker, this sticker, this one, and then that one. And I had not filled these in, so thankfully, I mean, this was there, but none of this was there. The only thing that was down here was this, because I hadn't actually input the days yet, the stickers. So just a few had to be replaced, but they peeled up fairly easily. This is my take on Captain Marvel, because I don't have a Captain Marvel sticker, so I used Captain America, and I kind of drew her little lines on there and her little spiky blonde hair. But yeah, and I had to take that sticker up. I had a bigger one, the bigger one of this one here, and you can tell where it bled through that. So I peeled that one up and put a different sticker down. But yeah, thankfully this was here. So really just the edges got coffee stains, but like it's just literally the edges. Nothing past April 15th is really affected. This page is kind of a little bit warped on the edge, but not much. But after that, it's fine. So I do have, I mean, it is right there on the edge, just right there, but, and then along the bottom edge, you can see where it kind of just dripped down. But just those first pages are crinkly. So they just look like they've been watercolored. So if you ever want to know what coffee dyed Hobonichi looks like, this is what it does. So again, I am very thankful that I'm using waterproof ink, because holy shitballs, that would have been a mess and I would have just thrown the whole thing away. But thankfully I do not have to do that. I will leave it like this and continue on and just kind of look at them and consider them I'm looking at it as how lucky I am, because it could have been much, much, much worse. I do have a little bit there. This sticker here, or business card from Baumkuchen, got a little bit of it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some watercolor and just kind of watercolor that and make it into art. So the only thing I am sad about is the staining on the outside, but this fits in my Hobonichi Weeks cover, so I don't really actually even see that. So you can kind of tell that's where, you know, that was all hidden. So yeah, it could have been much, much worse. And, you know, thankfully only a handful of the stickers were ruined, and, you know, I had extras that I could replace them with. And, you know, if that's the worst that happens, I am damn lucky. So I'll just have to be careful writing on this one. this coming week, but I mean, literally just, I was putting this strip down and I had just done that, and then kerplunk, the whole coffee cup. I was like, oh, I did not lash out. I did not go crazy. My husband was like, I'm a little worried and terrified. He goes, you did not go crazy. And I'm like, I was more worried about my books, trying to make sure that they were okay. And he's like, yeah, but you were violent there for a couple of minutes as far as verbally. And I'm like, yes, I did tell him I wanted to kill him, not Greg the cat. So, those of you who have seen Captain Marvel, Tyr has lived up to his Flerkin heritage. Ugh. Mother Flerkin, I'm telling you. Ugh. But, again, I did not get mad or spank him or anything like that because it was my fault. I should not have put the cup where it was. Lesson learned, and he is not terrified. He just sat there and watched me the whole time, and I'm like, okay. So there's even a video on my personal Facebook page that is proof of life that he is still alive. But yeah, little traumatic for me. This is the first time I've had a major spill this big in my Hobonichis, and I'm just like, oh. So, but like I said, it could have been worse. And at least it wasn't, irreplaceable. I could have, very easily, gotten more stickers and just redone this whole thing. But I don't have to. I will be absolutely honest. There is a little part of me that's like, we could just get another week's and start all over. Just go for the denim one. You really like the denim one. We can just get the denim one and go and put all of this back in. And I'm like, no. Yes, it looks awful, but I do love coffee, thankfully. And as I said, this is my life book, and this is my life, and this is what happens. And it is a reminder that I need to make sure that I do not put coffee where the little jerk face can push it off. And I just have to be more present. So, and aware when he is on my desk. So I do not want him to stop coming up on my desk because it's very sweet, and it's a lot of our bonding time. And so I'm very glad that he did not get afraid to do that and was totally fine staying there and all of that. But do I wish this had not happened? Of course I do. However, I'm very happy that only a little bit of this was affected, and I can live with this. I can live with this. And I mean, how many times do you look at the edges of your Hobonichi? And my pen covers it up anyway. So, but the thought did go through my head. And then I was like, well, crap. I'd have to buy all 3 sets of the page markers again. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. So we're just going to live with it. And this will just be my story of 2019. So there you have it. The coffee catastrophe of today. And how you too can live with coffee stains in your Hobonichi very expensive planners. And I was very lucky it did not damage the leather at all. And yeah. So now it smells like coffee and leather, which, I gotta say, is not a bad scent at all. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great Sunday. This was not exactly what I had planned. It totally bypassed my Finding 52. So now I'm going to chill out, relax, and enjoy the rest of my evening and cuddle with the little asshole and make sure he knows that he's not in trouble, even though he should be. But he's not. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great start to the new week for week 11. and I will talk to you later. I will update you again sometime this week on what I actually ended up doing for Finding 52 for this week. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to say this was what I had to do, because no. Hair drying my planners was not relaxing or comforting or self-care in any way, shape, or form. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.